Hey everybody, I thought I would do my first review here. I thought I would do a slasher movie, kind of going through my collection here and looking at movies I've had for a while but haven't checked out. So thought I'd start off with that and actually checked out this one here, Cheerleader Camp, aka Bloody Pom Poms. Now, I've had this movie for I think quite a few months now and just recently checked it out and yeah, I actually think it's pretty well done. I think it's an underrated movie. Don't hear a lot of people talking about it. The movie starts off pretty much like any other kind of camp slasher movies. Bunch of kids going to a cheerleader camp in California called Camp Pom Poms, and yeah, right away, one of their friends in their squad. Uh, Kills themselves. They think it's a suicide. And then later on, one of their friends goes missing and ends up getting killed. And they piece it together and they think, maybe, it's not an accident. Maybe there's a killer on the loose kind of going around killing people. And right from there it picks up, kind of goes through one by one. People are missing, people end up dying. Typical slasher movie, they want you to think it's a bunch of different people when it's more of the more obvious people right in front of you, which I kind of picked up right away. When you watch a lot of old 80s horror movies, they throw the red herrings out at you. The characters that the movie wants you to think are the killers, and right away you get the most obvious ones. Like right away you get the kind of the groundskeeper who's really crazy and weird and says things like "I hope you die" and just obvious ones like that. And then later on during the movie you get the chef in the kitchen where one of the friends kind of walks in and he's cutting up his meat with his cleaver, and he's really weird, and he's wearing the necklace of one of the deceased friends in the camp. And yeah, so they throw out some really obvious ones there, but yeah, you know pretty well halfway through the movie who the killer is. At least I did. And but yeah, other than that, it's a really good movie. Not a lot of gore in it. There is some gore, and there's one good scene with hedge clippers right in the back of a girl's head and out through the mouth. That was the only real oppressive effect. The rest of it was kind of like a slit stomachs and stuff, and a lot of kills kind of off camera and stuff, and you kind of see the aftermath after. But yeah, also what was really cool about the movie, I don't know who was it, but it had kind of a comic relief in forms of this really fat guy who's a part of the cheerleader squad, which is really weird because he doesn't really do anything for the squad except for videotaping things, which he goes kind of carrying around his handy cam and taping girls kind of get naked and stuff like that. And but yeah, he was fun. He kind of added the whole comedic element to the movie, kind of added kind of like a sex comedy angle to the slasher, which I thought was really interesting and really 80s. Kind of really, I guess this was filmed in '87. And yeah, kind of on the downhill slide of most slasher movies, but yeah, I think this one sticks out, and I find it's really weird that it's a cheerleader squad that's going to like a camp, but it isn't like a campus or anything like that to practice their cheerleader squad moves, or like a gymnasium or something like that. It's at a summer camp, which I find is really weird. And they have the competition in a mess hall at the summer camp, which, I don't know. I think that's kind of weird. Maybe they didn't have the budget to, have it at like a stadium or outside on like the grounds with lots of people. It's in a mess hall with a few other teams and like the person that kind of runs Camp Hurrah. It's really strange, but yeah, it's a lot like Sleepaway Camp, and a lot of the Friday the 13th, and a lot of camp slashers like that. Definitely had that feel to it, and I think it was kind of going for that whole vibe of it too. But yeah, really well done. Kind of has a, like I said, it has the twist at the end like most slashers do, but you could pretty well see it coming. But other than that, really good movie. I definitely would highly recommend this. This DVD is a old Anchor Bay release. Not much on it. There's a auto commentary by the director and producer, trailers, alternate title sequence, which is just the same sequence, like title sequence, just says Bloody Pom Poms instead of Cheerleader Camp. Behind the scenes photos and poster and still gallery. So really basic, but I do like these old Anchor Bay releases, especially now. You can get them fairly cheap if you kind of hunt around for them. Usually you can get them fairly cheap at like a used video store or whatever, and I like that they kind of keep the original artwork from the VHS movies. That's really cool. But yeah, that's Cheerleader Camp Massacre. Kind of a quick review, but yeah, hopefully to do a lot more reviews like this, and yeah, so stay tuned, and thanks for watching.